We've seen how new technologies and ideas are turning waste from a burden into a benefit. But I'm interested in finding out whether our attitude to waste is changing and what the far future holds in terms of our waste treatment. So I'm about to chat to a futurist to find out their views. Hello, how are you doing?
Hi Jenny, I'm well, thank you.
Okay, I'll crack on with questions. So, in my travels, I've seen all sorts of different technologies to treat waste and reuse it. Do you think that our attitude to the term waste is changing as well?
I think our attitudes towards waste as countries and cities and towns within them, it is changing, but it's changing very slowly, and I think it needs to change more quickly. I think what needs to happen is that these places that we live in need to start incentivizing the residents to dispose of waste in much more responsible manners, and to get rid of organic waste and recyclable materials like plastics and cans and glass in ways where they actually get rewarded for that. Now, that might be money at the beginning, but over time that might be other incentives that they actually earn.
And what other cutting-edge technologies are there around at the moment to help us treat or reuse waste?
So there's lots of technologies that help us reuse waste that we actually produce as well. There's applications that help connect people in communities to share food. There's even community fridges that are being put in some cities around North America, where if you've got food left over, you can place meals in there and other people in the community can go and take them. And I find that incredibly fascinating. In terms of waste that we can't eat and we can't consume in that way, there's a lot of uses of plastic that have been developed. So there's something called Plasphalt that's replacing asphalt, and that works really very well. There's other things around using glass bottles that are shaped into brick-shaped structures, and that was started in the 1960s and still happens today. And there's a really interesting new technology coming out of Colombia right now, where they produce bricks that are interlocking bricks, very much like Lego, to build a very cheap housing. And I find that to be very interesting.
So finally, last question. How do you see us treating waste or reusing waste in the far future? So I don't know, 50 or 100 years' time?
So in the far future, we're going to have to change quite drastically. So if we look 50, 60, 70 years into the future, we're going to have a world where the advertised brand packaging and the way to ship goods is drastically changed to reusable containers. So it's going to get more difficult for companies to sell their products, because they're just going to sell the washing liquid or the washing powder, or they're just going to be selling the potatoes or the prepared food in packaging that's going to be reusable, and you're going to be able to return that back to factories. Factories are going to have to work very differently, and in that future we're going to live in a world that's a lot less advertising and a lot more about quality products, but it's going to be about a culture where we do actively every day, we end up carrying around containers because that's the right thing to do.
Well, look, thank you so much. It's been fascinating talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, take care. Bye. Bye-bye.